We've been here before, fighting against the things that make us unhealthy, fearful, and lonely. While fitness centers closed their doors, we opened ours wider. We ran towards the front lines, providing childcare, food, support, and hope. We charged forward. As you begin to reset your life, consider joining more than a fitness center. We are a movement that says yes. Yes to the vulnerable. Yes to the isolated. And yes to swimming, fitness, and Zumba. The YMCA is so much more than a gym. We are a cause. A cause for a better us. Join a cause.
I'm Lauren. It's great to be together with my friends at the YMCA of Greater Brandywine. We're going to share a gentle yoga practice today. You want to listen to your body and do what feels right to you. If you have a mat, feel free to grab it. If you want to just clear a spot on your floor, that would be fine as well. Also, take a moment here at the end of our practice. We'll take time to meditate and relax. So if you wanted to grab anything and have it nearby, a pillow or a blanket, just what'll make you feel good, go ahead and grab it here. And when you're ready, come in to a comfortable seated position, whatever it is for you. You don't have to be cross-legged. Listen to your body now. Give yourself this time and do what feels good. We'll settle in here. Oh, if there's a message that they can't hear, does that seem? Do you want to? We'll try and get it to work. Okay. We're sitting comfortably and maybe connecting to our breath in this moment. Navigating these new waters of a virtual class. We're giving ourselves what we need and taking time. If we're having trouble with the sound, we can check our devices at home as we here in our virtual classroom double check our devices too. Just giving ourselves the grace to find what's right for us. We have that comfortable seated position. We're taking time to breathe. We'll begin to circle our torso around. There's no right or wrong size or speed. We'll let the movement be gentle. And we'll let the movement help us notice how our body feels today. We'll take another circle or two like this, and then we'll go the other way. Settling into this moment, doing what feels good to us. Listening to our bodies here. Knowing that it's okay if we find aches or pains or tight spots. We'll take another circle or two around, and the next time we find ourselves forward, we'll hang down. Our back will round and our head will hang heavy. And we'll walk our hands forward, allowing our arms to be long in front of us. Welcoming in a little length, taking some time to breathe. We'll carefully walk our hands back in and sit up tall. So we found a comfortable seated position, whatever it is for us. And from here, we'll take a gentle twist. It doesn't matter what way you go first. Bring the opposite hand to the knee or the hip and turn as though you were looking behind you. Then we'll come back to center and we'll send our twist the other way. Letting our back be long, we'll make our way back to center. And we'll take a gentle side bend. Again, it doesn't matter which way you go. Place one hand down and let the opposite arm reach up and over. Feel the side long. Let the elbow point towards the ceiling. Then we'll go over to the other side. Again, welcoming in that length and listening to our bodies. Then we'll come back to center. We'll send our legs out long in front of us. Our back is up tall. If we need a little support, we'll put our hands down behind us, and we can even make a fist with the hand if we need. And we'll point and flex our feet, noticing how our legs feel here. We'll hold our feet flexed, and we'll move with our breath, folding over. With an inhale, raise the arms up, and with an exhale, fold forward. And let yourself breathe here. Not worried about how far we fold. welcoming in the length, welcoming in this time to practice yoga. With our next breath out, we'll roll ourselves up. And when we come up tall, we'll find that comfortable seated position again, whatever it is for us today. And I'll welcome you once more to Gentle Yoga, a time to listen to our bodies and to give ourselves what we need. If there's anything you want to focus on, take a moment, type it into the comments, and we'll bring it into our practice. If you don't want to type it in, but you find that you need to change something up so that it's right for you, go for it here. So we're sitting nice and tall. We're taking time to share if we need to. And when we're ready, we're bringing one hand to our belly and one to our heart space. We're feeling the movement of our breath. Maybe we're allowing it to slow down. We're letting the mind quiet here. It might be easy for us, or we might find that it's the hardest part of our practice so far. And so in our mind's eye, we'll begin to see a river, the water gentle. We'll imagine ourselves there along the banks that are grassy and cool. We'll see the river before us. We'll let it carry away worries and cares. We'll let ourselves breathe as we see the river in our mind's eye. That river filling our awareness, the gentle water carrying away what doesn't serve us. One more slow breath here. Then we'll gently release our hands down. We'll take a little time to lengthen the neck and then move on to our feet and arches a little later in our practice, as well as get in a total body stretch together. Let's imagine our shoulders falling down from our ears here, and then we'll send the right ear towards the right shoulder so the left side of the neck is long. We'll bring our left fingers down beside us and let them walk away. Then we'll walk them back in. We're going to take our right hand and press our head back up. We'll drop that hand down, and now we'll let our head fall over to the left. Our right hand will come down, and we'll let those fingers walk away. Feeling the side of the neck long, we'll bring the hand back in. With our left, we'll press the head back to center. We're going to bring that hand down. We're going to send our legs out long in front of us again. Now, if we like, we can set our feet into a small V. We want to feel supported here. Tuck your chin towards your chest. Let the back of the neck be long. And we'll make a little half circle with our head. We let that river carry away our worries and cares. Here we'll let it carry away any tightness or tension we're holding on to. Another movement or two. Then let the head come to center, chin tucked towards the chest still. Feel the back of the neck long. We'll carefully bring our head up. If we have our feet wide, we'll draw them together. We're going to bend our knees here, letting the soles of the feet come down. I'm going to turn to the side as we do a few movements in our boat pose. We're going to begin by pulling our belly in tight, and we'll tuck our hands behind our knees. We're sitting up as tall as we can, and with our back nice and tall from our hips, we're going to lean back a little, feel the belly pull in. If it's too intense and you want to sit up a little, that's fine. We're going to turn our toes up and maybe feel ourselves tilt back more. And now we'll squeeze our knees tight together. We might stay right here, or we might work our balance a little, lifting our feet up. Squeeze the belly in. We might decide to bring one foot back down. We might decide to bring both feet down. We might decide to work the balance a little more and release the legs here. We might let our palms turn up, knowing that it's okay to try something out and let it go if it doesn't work for us. Our belly is pulled in tight wherever we are. We're remembering to breathe. If we like, we'll straighten our legs a little here. Then we're going to carefully release, bringing our feet down, letting our hands sweep behind our back. We're going to press our heart space forward a little, squeeze the shoulder blades together. We'll take a gentle twist here. Let your legs fall to one side. It doesn't matter what way you go first. Let your head turn to the other.
Close my eyes, you're looking.
We'll come back to center. We'll send that twist to the other side.
Try as you might, but you can't hide from me.
We'll come back to center, and we'll find a comfortable seated position again. Now, if we were coming into a cross-legged pose to be comfortable on our mat, let's just go ahead and change the cross of our leg here. And again, we'll gently circle our torso around. Letting the movement be slow. Maybe noticing if it feels different now that we've changed up our legs.
Memories cover my eyes and
Take another circle or two like this, and then we'll go the other way.
I see them in the sun, the earth, the sky. And I won't stop looking for you till I die.
Letting ourselves be relaxed. Letting ourselves breathe and move another circle around. And then when we're forward, we'll fold over. The hands find the mat or floor in front of us. And we'll walk them out, our arms long. We'll stay folded over and walk our hands to one side. It doesn't matter what way you go first. Let your head hang down here. We'll walk our hands back to center, staying folded over, and then we'll go to the other side.
And I won't stop trying to show you till I die.
Then we'll walk our hands back to center, and we'll carefully walk them in so that we're sitting up tall again. And now we'll move to tabletop, our hands and knees. As we're coming into the pose, we'll want to make it right for us. If our knees are sensitive, we might rock back and just fold up our mat so that we have more cushion. If our wrists are sensitive, we might make fist or find our forearms. I'm going to turn to the side here, and we're going to find a nice flat back. Then we'll take a small movement, tuck your toes under, lifting the heels up, and let's round our back in cat. Drop the head and tailbone, pull the belly in, press the back up towards the ceiling. And now we'll carefully untuck our toes, the tops of the feet lay down, and we'll arch in cow, let the belly hang down, lift the head and tailbone up. Maybe take that gaze upward. Return to a flat back. We're going to deepen the stretch for our feet here. So again, we'll tuck our toes under, our heels lift up. You can stay right here, or you can begin to sit back, taking your bottom towards your heels, your arms reach long, maybe those fingers walk out a little. Our toe-tucked child's pose, the weight of our hips and our bottom deepening the stretch to our feet, especially along those arches. One more breath here, and then we're going to return to our tabletop, that hands and knees. We're going to untuck our toes, the tops of the feet are down. We're going to work a little on balance and strength. So we'll take our left leg here and extend it back, squeezing our belly and bottom. And then we'll reach our right arm out. So we have the opposite arm and leg extended. If we feel unsteady, it would be fine to lower the hand down and the foot down if we need. We can keep holding, or we can move a little, bringing the elbow and knee together, squeezing the belly tight, then reaching long. If we like, we'll do 2 more. Squeeze in, and then long. One more time. Feel the back round as you squeeze in, then long. Let's carefully lower the hand and knee down. We're going to tuck our toes under and arch in our cow pose so our belly is hanging down as we lift our head and tailbone up. Then we're going to flatten out the back, untuck our toes, and we're going to do the other side. So we'll let that right leg extend back, our left arm reaching out. We know that we can lower the hand or the foot or both. If we like, we're going to move a little here, drawing the elbow and knee together, squeeze tight as you pull in, and then reach long. Again, pull in and long. One more time. We're going to reach out long and lower our hand and knee down. We're going to tuck our toes and arch in cow so the belly hangs down. We're lifting the head, the tailbone up. Maybe we can even feel the front of the neck long here. Maybe we can spread our toes wide. Then we'll find a flat back. We'll untuck our toes, and we're going to place our knees about mat distance apart as we sit back in a wide-legged child's pose. Our bottom towards our heels, our arms long in front of us, our forehead towards the mat or floor. Taking a moment to breathe here. At any point in our practice, if we need to, we can find this child's pose and rest. So we might stay here, or we might move on to downward facing dog. Our toes will tuck under. We'll feel our hips lift as we press back and up. letting our head hang down, getting our back as flat as we can. We might keep a little bend or softness in our knees. And then if we like, we'll walk the dog, bend one knee, press the opposite heel down, and then switch. We're setting our own gentle rhythm with the movement. We're letting it feel good to us. Another movement or two, then we're coming to stillness. We're going to carefully return to tabletop, sway forward, squeeze the belly tight, slowly lower the knees down. And we can adjust here, finding what's right for the hands, the wrist, the back. Letting our knees sit under our hips, we'll round in cat, and then arch in cow. And we'll set our own rhythm with the movement. Another movement or two at our own pace. Then we're finding a flat back. We're going to set our hands a little wider apart. We're going to take our left foot and step it up between our hands. So we're going to round our back and bring that foot forward. If that's a lot for us today, we're going to take that left hand and reach back to get our leg. Once we find it forward, we're going to carefully raise the chest and arms in a kneeling warrior one. Now, if we like, we can wiggle that front foot forward a little and let our hips sink down. We might take our gaze upward and circle our wrist. Send your circles the other way. Then let the hands be still. We're going to carefully bring them down. And we'll find a little twist here. So our right hand will stay down as our left arm reaches up. Then we'll bring it down. We're going to send that left leg back, returning to our tabletop, letting ourselves adjust if we need to. We'll move through our cat and cow pose. Doing what feels good to our bodies. And then we'll find a flat back, and again our hands might widen as we bring our right foot forward, remembering that that right hand can go and get it here. When we're ready, we're lifting up into our kneeling warrior. Our front foot might scoot forward a little as our hips sink down. We'll gently circle our wrists, and we might look upward with our gaze. We might let those wrists circle the other way.
Sometimes you and I forget.
Then we'll let our hands be still, and we'll take them down. And we'll find a twist here. Our left hand staying down, our right arm reaching up. Length along our back and maybe along the side of our hip here. Then we'll bring our hand down. We'll carefully send the leg back, and we'll return to our cat and cow movement. Then we'll find a flat back and our toes will tuck under. We're going to deepen the stretch to our feet here. We'll begin to sit back like our child's pose. In fact, if that's enough for us, we'll stay right here. If it's too intense, we can untuck our feet. If we're looking for more, we're going to begin to walk our hands in so that we're sitting back on our heels. Our hands find our thighs. Our back is tall. Our shoulders are down from our ears. We're letting our body weight deepen the stretch to our feet. we'll bring our hands to prayer at heart center. If it's too much, we're untucking our toes. If we need to take a comfortable seated position, we will. We're going to press our palms together, feeling that connection along the heel of the hand and the fingertips. We're going to turn our head like we're looking right, letting the neck be long. Then through center, and we'll look left. Then back to center. We're going to carefully release our hands down, and we're going to untuck our toes here and sit back into child's pose. Our arms can stay long in front of us, or we can let them sweep to our sides, our fingers reaching for our toes. Then we'll reach our hands forward again, and we'll move from our child's pose to downward facing dog, that upside down V shape. Our head hanging heavy, our back as flat as we can make it. If we want to take tabletop or child's pose instead here, we can. And we'll welcome in a little balance work if we're in downward dog or tabletop. So if that's right for us, we'll take one leg and we'll lift it up. We're going to think about our hips staying in line so that leg isn't going to reach too high and push our hip open. If we're in tabletop, our hands and knees, we're going to send that leg behind us. Make it right for you. That leg that's up, we'll circle the ankle a little. And then we'll circle the other way. Then we'll let the foot be still. And now we're going to think about lifting that leg higher and opening the hip. We can bend the knee if we're in our downward facing dog. And from our hip, we might make some circles if it's right for us. If we're in tabletop, we can still open up that hip, let it lift, let yourself lean a little to the side and circle. We'll circle the other way. We'll let the leg come to stillness and we'll carefully lower it down, finding a nice flat back. We'll do the other side. Carefully extend the leg. Good. Finding your balance, circle the ankle, keeping those hips in that nice line. Circle it the other way. Now we'll let our foot be still, and we're going to open that hip space. Let the knee bend. Feel yourself lean to the side a little. And we're not afraid to take this in tabletop if it's better for us. Let's start to circle our hip if we like. Circle it the other way. Let your leg come to stillness. We're going to carefully lower it down. We're going to make our way to tabletop if we're in downward facing dog. Then we're going to sit back into child's pose. Bottom towards the heels, arms long in front of us. If we like, let's sweep our arms to our sides. And we can stretch the neck a little here. Carefully turn your head to one side. And then carefully turn the head to the other side. Your heart is the place I call home. Bring your head back to center. If those hands are at your sides, we'll reach them forward. We're going to walk our hands in, letting our torso begin to lift up. We're going to return to a comfortable seated position, whatever it is for us right now. Once we find it, let's drop the right ear to the right shoulder. Let the left hand come down and let those fingers walk away. Walk the fingers back in. Bring the head to center. Left ear, left shoulder. Let the right hand come down. Let the fingers walk away. Bring the fingers back in and the head back to center. We'll let our legs open into a V here. It doesn't matter how big it is. Feel what's comfortable for you. If you decide on a different seated position, that's fine. Our back is up tall. Maybe our hands rest on the legs. Maybe they come behind us or in front of us for a little support. Maybe our eyes close or are softly gazing here. We'll circle our torso around. Letting the movement be gentle again. Letting the movement help us notice our body and how we feel. Another circle or two like this, and then we'll go the other way. Another circle or two around. The next time we find ourselves forward, we'll hang down. Our hands might slide down our legs a little. Our hands might walk out long in front of us or stay in close. But our back rounds and our head hangs heavy. We'll let the mind quiet as we sink into this wide-legged forward fold. In our mind's eye, we'll see that beautiful river again. We'll let it fill our awareness. We'll notice how wide it is, how the water moves. Maybe we can bring into our awareness the gentle sound of the water. Maybe we see ourselves along the riverbank or even allow ourselves to float in the river's gentle current. We'll hold on to this image as we slowly roll up here. When our back comes up tall, we'll drop the right ear to the right shoulder. And we'll take the right hand to the side of the head and press it to center. We'll let the hand come down and we'll drop the left ear to the left shoulder. Then we'll bring the left hand to the side of the head and press it back to center. We'll let our hands come down and we'll circle our feet a little here. We'll send our circles the other way. Then we'll let our feet be still and we'll draw our legs together. In our mind's eye, we see that image of the river and we let it fill our awareness. We'll be moving on to our backs next. If you wanted to have your pillow or blanket for relaxation nearby, go ahead and grab it here. We'll take some final stretches and then relax. I'm going to turn to the side as we focus on slowly lowering down if it's right for us. So we'll let our legs be out long in front of us. We'll have room behind us to lay back. We'll reach our arms out at shoulder height, the palms facing one another. We'll tuck our chin towards our chest, pull our belly in, and slowly roll back and down. Here we're squeezing the belly and bottom tight to keep control. If we want support, we can bend our knees and hold on to our legs. when we lay down flat, we'll let our arms rest at our sides. We might allow our eyes to be closed or softly gazing. And we're going to bend our knees so that the soles of the feet find the mat or the floor. We'll let our arms open into a T. We'll turn our palms to face the ceiling, letting the chest be open. And if we like, we'll gently twist. Let your legs fall to one side. It doesn't matter what way you go first. Turn your head to the other. Imagine the knees falling over, but don't come to the point of pain. Think about the upper back pressing on the mat. Come back to center, and we'll take our twist the other way. We'll come back to center, and we're going to hug our knees in towards our chest. Maybe feeling the back round as we hug in here. Maybe letting ourselves rock a little. Allowing this movement to relax the back. Then we can stay right here if we like, or extend our legs up, letting our toes reach towards the ceiling, our arms resting at our sides. If we want support for the back, the hands can slide under our bottom. Then we'll circle our ankles. And we'll circle the other way. Remembering that if this is intense on the back, we have our legs hugged in here. We'll let our feet come to stillness, and we'll bring the soles of the feet back to the mat or the floor, and we'll let our knees face the ceiling. We'll take one hand to our belly and one to our heart space. We'll begin to settle in for relaxation. Notice the movement that breathing brings. Take this time for any final poses or movements that would feel right for you. And then when you're ready, get as comfortable as you can. You might extend those legs out long. You might let your arms rest at your sides. You might gather your blanket or pillow here. There isn't a right or wrong. Maybe you're laying down. Maybe you're seated. Do what's good for you. Yourself what you need. Let yourself breathe. And in your mind's eye, see that beautiful river again. We're creating it for ourselves. A river that carries in peace and comfort. A river that carries away our worries and cares just for this moment. We see ourselves standing on the river bank or even floating in the gentle waters. We'll let ourselves relax. We'll allow ourselves to just be. As we breathe here, as we welcome in that feeling of peace, we'll begin to wiggle fingers and toes. Then and we'll let them come to stillness. If it's right for us, we'll roll on to our side. Maybe we curl the knees in towards the chest or use the hand or arm as a pillow. We'll take this time to renew. We'll let that image of the river slowly fade from our awareness. But we'll hang on to the peace that we found here. We'll carefully press ourselves up, returning to a comfortable seated position. We'll take another breath together. With an inhale, raise the hands and arms, palms together in prayer. With an exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Namaste.
We go down to the